Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today let's review Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Spider-Man, well, I'm not the most knowledgeable guy about the Marvel Universe. The same goes for Spider-Man. But hear me out. Spider-Man goes after these fragments of this strange tablet that was stolen by Mysterio, some kind of villain in the Marvel Universe, I guess. And these fragments are spread out over different dimensions. And that's pretty much the story. Just a reason to play Spider-Man in the various incarnations of Spider-Man in various universes, the Amazing Universe, the Noir Universe, the 2099, and the Ultimate Universes, in a variety of levels. That's basically what it boils down to. And 11 years on, I have to say that the graphics in general still hold up because of the sort of borderlandish style, comic book style design of the graphics. And the production values are pretty high as well. I mean, the voice acting is spot on. It's all very funny. It really does the source material justice. It's very light in tone and just very enjoyable. And sometimes you just have to laugh out loud of what the stuff that's going on in the game. So in each dimension, you play an incarnation of Spider-Man with a focus on a certain ability that Spider-Man has in that particular dimension. So, for instance, in the Noir universe, there's a focus on stealth, so you need to avoid contact and that sort of thing. In the Ultimate universe, Spider-Man has way more powerful moves that he can pull. And I have to say the levels are very well designed, focusing on one particular nemesis at a time that you need to defeat. I mean, there's a whole bunch of villains in this game: Hammerhead, Deadpool, Electro, I don't know, Vulture. It's a whole collection of, probably for fans, very familiar villains. Each level also has some challenges for you to perform, collectibles that sort of rank up your Spider-Man points, I guess, that you can spend to upgrade your abilities. Although the levels are very different in design, they do follow a sort of a same pattern. As you swing through the level, you come across enemies to defeat, and you run into the boss, and then he will run away, and you sort of chase the boss, and you have to beat more enemies or save some civilians, and then continue until you reach the end of the level where you have to fight the boss. I have to say that some levels do overstay their welcome, as you need to repeatedly do the same thing. You have to dispose of many waves of enemies, and to a point where I thought, well, I just had enough of this game. But then the game sort of throws a great set piece at you, so you keep going on, and every level you sort of wonder what the game has in store for you, and it's that feeling that you just want to continue and see it through the end, I guess. Now, the controls of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions feel somewhat old and archaic. It really focuses on fast button presses and brawling. It's not very flexible. You can pull off certain abilities when prompted, but the prompts don't always pop up. It also relies heavily on QuickTime events, a thing that was sort of in fashion 10 years ago. And the camera can be all over the place at times, and I guess that sort of comes with the territory. So in that way, it is still a game of its time, but it's still playable. No doubt about that. It's high-octane action, very flashy. If you want to explain to somebody who doesn't play video games what a video game actually is, then Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions you can really show what a video game is in all its glory. This is probably a game you won't play hours on end, because it induced headaches for me. I mean, it was so flashy and just so much going on at the time. It just felt like, I'll do just one level at a time. And sometimes levels will take up like 30, 40, 50 minutes. So it does drag on a bit, as I said, but it's still quite doable. It holds up as it stands. I think this game really needs a remake or a sequel of sorts, because this game isn't really available on digital platforms at all. It's not on Steam. I've checked. It's not on Origin, so you need to seek out a physical copy, which is not easy to do, and it's difficult to make it run on Windows 10, but it is doable. So yeah, I think that's it. It's a lovely game. I think it's a lovely video game that still has a lot to offer in terms of such as the source material and just some fun brawling overall. I did enjoy this, and yeah, I hope that Activision can continue with this franchise, although they are focusing, I guess, on the sort of open world Spider-Man games, and they're fine, I believe, but there's something to be said for a more focused, level-based Spider-Man game like this, I think. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think, and see you next time.
As the victor, I command you to leave!
Don't worry, we'll pick it up in the same spot when we come back. Guys, get down there and keep the talent limbered up in the meantime. And now a word from our sponsor.
Anybody else? I'll keep kicking it out if you keep taking it. That looks like That's good.
You are on the good road.
Looks like the spider's about to get squished. Go get him!
He's blinded by the thrill of the hunt. Wait for him to lunge, then strike.
Go juggle beehives.
Activate the spikes! This will be a battle worthy of us! Fight! Now die! You are in trouble, my friend! Embrace the pain. It makes your life more.
Attack now!
There, what's a blow?
Attack now!
Raven will be victorious!
The best offense is a good defense.
Raven, why don't you make like one of your trophies and get started?
You hear the...
Yeah. Hunt this!
Test my patience!